Well, good afternoon, everybody. Speaking after a stalwart like Professor Indira Parikh is a very tough act to follow, and I'm not even going to try to live up to that. Presenting the topic right now, that's the leadership paradox, power to the people. Great leaders understand the paradox of power, that of having greater power by actually giving it away. And the context for this has actually been set in the morning session by Mr. Rajiv Dubey when he talked about letting go of controls, about caring for people, and again right now by Professor Indira Parikh when she referred to similar aspects. Now, empowerment has become a huge buzzword these days. We find that teams want it, people want it, youngsters are clamoring for it, and yet we find it so difficult to do. And that is probably the reason why we are not able to fully follow the tenets of empowerment. Today, let us explore what some exemplary leaders have to say about it. And more than that, especially, I would like you to hear from one such leader yourself, Franz. I'd like to begin with a story of an amazing gentleman who actually influenced the lives of more than 1 lakh people. And in addition to that, he actually built a great organization. I'm not sure if anyone here would have heard of it. How many of you have heard of the company Jharcraft? Has anyone here heard of it? One hand, okay. Right. Well, Jharcraft is a Government of India initiative which basically uses sericulture, handloom, handicraft to bring upliftment to the people of rural areas. Now, in the year 2006, a gentleman by the name of Dhirendra Kumar was asked to take over as the chairman of this organization. What did he inherit? A table, a chair, and a fan. Mind you, this is an organization that had been around for about 15 years before he took over. What is it now? 100 crore company, profit-making at that, provides livelihood to over than 1 lakh of people. They have won several awards. They sell across India as well as exporting. Not only this, they have been able to empower people. Farmers have stopped drinking. They send their children to schools. They have been able to build houses. They are building assets. And like Munera Khatun, one of the villagers says, I see dreams of sending my children to school becoming a reality. I have made my own house and I'm earning for my future. Now, how did all this happen? Mr. Dhirendra Kumar got together the entire top management of his organization into a room and said that from now on, you are not going to be controlling the operations of this organization. His idea, his vision was to empower the farmers and the villagers by training them, facilitating them, and he wanted the management team to act as mere facilitators. You can guess what happened. 100% of the management team rejected the idea. He went ahead with it anyway. They were used to control and power. They didn't want to let go of that. But he went ahead. He told them, look, if it succeeds, credit is all yours. If we fail, it's my responsibility. Now, many of us sometimes are like the management team of Jharcraft. We are unable to empower our people to the fullest because we fear that by giving away our power, we might be diluting our own power in some way. And also, there is always a fear of failure, of whether we are really setting ourselves for failure by really trusting and empowering others. However, if we manage to overcome this, then what we can achieve is really, really unthinkable and remarkable. I mean, we can achieve the world, actually. Now, I'd like to, many of you would have heard of, this book by Cousins and Posner. Have any of you read this? Many of you may have read this. It's a very popular book and one of the most, widely read books as far as leadership is concerned. And they basically say that leaders mobilize others to want to struggle for shared aspirations. This is my favorite sentence in the entire book. And all of us know, many of us here would have had to motivate our teams to meet very, very difficult deadlines, motivate our sales teams to meet impossible targets, Leaders of political parties have to re-energize floundering political parties. We just saw what happened in Delhi last week. People, there are lots of people who motivate their people to struggle for freedom. We live in the land of Gandhi. Another famous leader who is one of the best exponents of this kind of leadership is Nelson Mandela. And many of you, if not all of you, would have seen the movie Invictus, in which Morgan Freeman, playing the role of Nelson Mandela, motivates the captain of the South African rugby team to aim for the World Championship. Now, it was really unthinkable. No one really thought that South Africa is going to win the World Cup, but they did.